Welcome to Power Plays Network, where history's greatest power moves come to life. If you want to master strategy, influence, and success, hit that subscribe button and like this video. Let's dive in.
Intro: The myth and legend of Al Capone. Power is not given, it is taken. Al Capone. Few figures in history have wielded power like Al Capone. He didn't just dominate the streets, he controlled Chicago from the shadows, shaping its politics, businesses, and law enforcement with an iron grip. But what made Capone so powerful? Was it his ruthlessness, his intelligence, or something more? This is the Power Plays of Al Capone, a breakdown of his strategic genius, psychological tactics, and manipulative control over people, politics, and wealth. By the end of this video, you'll know why he was so successful, how he stayed on top for so long, and the fatal mistake that led to his downfall. Part 1. Building an Empire, the Power of Networking. Power Play number 1. Control the pipeline. He who controls supply, controls demand. Every powerful man understands this. Control the supply and you control the market. Capone didn't invent bootlegging, but he monopolized it. During Prohibition, alcohol became gold, and Capone positioned himself as the gatekeeper. He bought politicians, he bribed police, he eliminated competition. By securing exclusive smuggling routes from Canada and Mexico, he choked out rivals and created dependency. If you wanted booze, you had to go through Capone. Modern application. In business, controlling distribution channels or a monopoly over a scarce resource gives you an edge. Think Amazon controlling e-commerce or Apple controlling their app store. You control the game when you control the supply. Part 2. Fear and Charisma. The Balance of Power. Power Play number 2. Be loved and feared. A man who is both respected and feared holds absolute control. Capone wasn't just a thug. He was a master of perception. To the public, he was a Robin Hood, throwing extravagant charity events and feeding the poor during the Great Depression. To rivals, he was a ruthless executioner who would erase anyone who stood in his way. Capone bought loyalty with money, but he secured power with fear. One of his most legendary tactics was the baseball bat execution. He invited two traitorous members of his gang to a grand dinner. They ate, drank, and laughed, believing they were in Capone's good graces. At the end of the meal, Capone bludgeoned them to death with a bat in front of the entire table. A clear message: betray me and you die. Modern application. In business, leaders like Steve Jobs ruled with both inspiration and fear. He could fire you instantly, but he also made people feel special under his leadership. In politics, leaders like Vladimir Putin maintained power through a combination of public admiration and ruthless suppression. Part 3. The Art of Public Image, Deception as a Weapon. Power Play number 3. Let the people see what you want them to see. Perception is more powerful than reality. Capone mastered public relations long before politicians did. He donated to charities. He built soup kitchens. He gave press interviews that made him seem like a businessman, not a gangster. But behind the scenes, he ordered assassinations, bribes, and mass killings. This strategy was brilliant. While the media painted him as a mob boss, the public loved him because he took care of the people. Modern application. Politicians use propaganda to make their image look better than reality. CEOs like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos craft a visionary genius image, despite ruthless business tactics behind the scenes. In personal life, social media lets people curate their image to be whatever they want. Part 4. The Downfall, the Power of Silence. Power play number 4. Never leave a paper trail. If they can't pin it on you, they can't take you down. What brought Capone down? Not murder, not corruption, not even bootlegging. It was tax evasion. The government couldn't prove any of his violent crimes, but they used financial records to destroy him. Capone's arrogance led him to spend lavishly, openly flaunting his wealth, and the IRS followed the money. Had he kept his finances secret, he may have never been arrested. Modern application. The most powerful people leave no digital footprints. Think of billionaires who avoid taxes legally by structuring finances overseas. In corporate espionage, the best players use proxies and shell companies to stay untouchable.
The king of the gangsters is about to get his, and a lot of Chicago folks are on hand at federal court for a last look at Scarface Al Capone before Uncle Sam puts him away. Here he comes. The big boy himself. What's the hurry, Al? Where you're going, you'll have loads of time.
Conclusion. The final lessons from Al Capone. So what can we learn from Al Capone? Control the supply and you control the market. Be feared but also loved. Balance the two. Master perception. Reality doesn't matter, image does. Never leave a trail. What they can't prove, they can't punish. Capone may have fallen, but his strategies still apply today, in business, politics, and even everyday life. Question for you. What do you think was Capone's most powerful move? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. What's next? Subscribe for more power plays on the greatest strategists in history. Share this with someone who needs to understand the art of power.
Power is everywhere, if you know where to look. Every move you make shapes your future. Learn the game, master the strategy, and rise above the rest. If you found value in today's power play, don't just watch, apply it. Hit that like button, subscribe to Power Plays Network, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new law of power in action. Your next move determines your destiny. Choose wisely.